Have you ever felt like you just can't get yourself out of a bad mood or a rut that you're in at the moment? Well, if that's the case, then keep watching, because in this video I'm going to show you how to cope and how to turn things around when you're having a not so good day. Hi, I'm Stuart and welcome back to Living Your Best Life 101 with more simple tips for better health, wealth and happiness. So let's get straight into it, shall we? I'm sure we all know life can seem pretty great when everything's going the way we want it to. No problems, right? But what about when you're feeling not so good? Maybe you're feeling a bit down, a bit depressed, or just feeling like everything's going wrong. What do you do then? Well, yesterday, that's what happened to me. And that's what has prompted me to make this video, to hopefully help you out if you're ever in a similar situation. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and you've just got so many things to do, you're facing a little bit of overwhelm, you don't really know where to start, what's the most important thing to do? Or maybe you're just having a bad day. Let's face it, it happens to all of us. So what are you going to do to turn this around and get things going in the right direction again? Well, yesterday I had an absolute stinker of a day. I spent all day trying to work on my website, trying to get something working. No matter what happened, I couldn't get it going. I tried one of these tips, which I'm going to give you now, which was to change activities. Couldn't get on with it, it wasn't going well, so I got up and left it. Went and did something else. Came back to it later, still the same. I persevered, kept going, but it still didn't go the way I wanted. And that's why I ended up feeling like the world was against me yesterday. And that's not a nice feeling, but it's not unnatural. Your mind can tell you that life's rubbish, but it's not the case. It's just your ego. It's your mind telling you that things are not going the way you want, and so you start throwing your teddies out of the cot. But there is another way. So my first piece of advice is to change what you're doing. To change not only what you're doing, but change your state of mind any way you can. Now, the way I find it easiest to do that is to do something that I enjoy. You might call it a micro pleasure. Okay, so do something that you really like doing, whatever it is. It might be putting on some music and dancing. It might be watching an episode of your favourite series. Whatever it is, do something that you're going to enjoy, something that makes you feel good, that's going to change your state of mind and change the way you're feeling. Another thing you can do is talk to somebody else. Speak to somebody, get on the phone or have a coffee with somebody. You know, take a break from work, sit down, have a chat. Tell the other person how you're feeling. Now, obviously nobody likes to listen to a moaner, but it always helps to share your problems. Maybe the other person can give you an alternate point of view that's either going to make you feel better or just see things from a slightly different perspective. Another thing you need to do, which is really important but really difficult, is to just try and accept what's happening. Accept that things are not going well, but not to attach any feelings to that. Not to get upset about it, not to feel annoyed about it, not to feel like you hate the world because of it. Try to surrender to the situation. Just accept that it's happening and just move on to something different. Now, when we accept things, when we surrender to them, we stop seeing them as a problem. We stop thinking about them with our ego, with our mind, and stop seeing them as something bad that's trying to stop us from doing what we want to do. When we can do that, we can start to see them in a different light, and we can start to see the good thing that can come out of them, because this is the secret. This is what you've got to try and do. It's to try and see that what's happening to you, while you might feel it's something negative and it's annoying you, it's actually there just to show you something. It's an opportunity for you to learn something, for you to grow as a person. It's also a chance for you to teach somebody else. You know, I'm sure that there will be at least one other person, but probably hundreds, thousands who've been in a similar situation as you have, who just need that perspective that you've gained in order to help them get out of it as well. And that can be a real help. For me personally, yesterday, I think I know what the problem was. I didn't start the day as I normally do. I missed my morning routine. So I didn't meditate, I didn't do my exercise. Now to begin with, that was okay. The day started off well enough. But as soon as things started to unravel, started to go wrong a bit, I started to think the world was against me, and it was just a slippery slope and a downward spiral. So remember, if that happens, you've got to try to change that mindset, change that feeling. And the way to do that is to do something you like. I persevered all day long. In the end, I had to give in. I had to surrender. So what did I do? I had a beer and I watched a football match. Now that worked for me. I went to bed, I didn't do any more work. I decided to get an early night because I was fed up with the day. I enjoyed myself, I watched a football match. Thank God they won, otherwise I'd have been even more depressed. But I did something I enjoyed. It made me feel better. I spoke to somebody about the problems. I shared my problems. They helped me to see things in a slightly different light. And today I've woken up, I've done my morning routine, I've done my exercise, and I had the idea to make this video. So I'm actually following my own advice. I thought, well, you know, probably other people are in this situation. Make a video about it, share it. Given the times that we're currently living in, I'm sure there are plenty of people who are not feeling great. Hopefully not on a daily basis, but you know, from time to time. We're confined. We're not able to do the things we want to. Life's not easy at the moment. Maybe for me, the lesson that I needed to learn from yesterday was that I shouldn't miss my morning routine. That it's very important for me to do those things in order to feel positive and to be able to cope with any little upsets that happen throughout the day. Maybe I had to have that rubbish day yesterday in order to wake up today and think, you know what, I'm going to make a video about that because that can help people. I can share that. So that's the positive I was able to take out of that rubbish day yesterday. Because I know that me sharing this is going to help somebody else to probably feel better about their situation. But you might be thinking, but how can I share the lesson that I've learned? How can I help somebody else with that? Well, it's really simple. You could write something about it. You could post a blog post if you're a blogger. If you're not a blogger, maybe you could just share something on social media, you know, on Facebook or Instagram. Just to say that you've had a bad day, but how you got over it. Or you faced a bad situation, but how you found the solution. It might sound silly, but I'm sure that there'll be somebody out there that appreciates that little bit of effort you've made to share what's happened to you, that experience, and how you overcame it. And remember, even though you might be talking about something negative that's happened to you, it's not complaining. Not if it comes from the right place. Not if the intention behind it is to help somebody else with it. Obviously, nobody wants to listen to somebody complaining and moaning all the time. But if you're telling the world about what's happened to you in order to try and help others with it, then that's a great thing that you're doing. We can all be teachers. We can all help each other to get through these bad situations. But we have to be brave enough to share the truth, to not feel embarrassed about it. So to finish this video, I'd just like to quickly summarise what I've talked about here, to give you something to take away that can help you. So first of all, when things are not going well, just change the activity. Get out of the headspace you're in. Do something different. Try and do something you love, something that you enjoy, something that's going to make you feel good and get you feeling great again. Try not to complain too much, but try and get the perspective of somebody else to help you change the way you see the situation. Next, try and see the perfection. Try to accept it, that it's actually something good, even though it doesn't feel like it at the time. It's a chance for you to grow, to become a better person, a chance for you to learn something, and a chance for you to be able to teach and help somebody else. And that's how you can find something really positive out of something that initially might have seemed quite shitty. So if you've enjoyed this video and you think it might be useful for somebody else, then please share it. Give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment underneath. Tell me what you think. Tell me if it's helped you. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like more videos with simple tips for better health, wealth and happiness, then why not subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. But for now, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.